welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Hello, Alco, Canberra, Ed, Fox, Jack, D, Larry, Lynn, Mikey, Podna, Scott, Kane. If you'd like to support the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. We got these options right here. Basically, there are 3 annual subscription bundles. These are a crap ton of videos about a wide variety of topics. On the FileMaker platform, basically, we cover everything from what is FileMaker? Like, what are you even looking at? What's a field? To really complicated relationship stuff, to how to make reports. We cover pretty much everything you need to know to become an intermediate developer. So feel free to pick up one of those and sort that out. Okay. With that all being said, I think we're good. We're good. Nick, we want to share your screen and get us started on what we're doing today.
Sure. Okay, let me share.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for joining today, everybody. So today we continue the series about the relationship. So yesterday I got cut off, outage, so I couldn't do anything. Yesterday we were talking about we start talking about the benefits of getting our tables and IDs for pretty much everything. So when you have, let me get something here. When you need to have a list of something. Okay, you need to have a list of like this. Sorry. So a list like this, like a region attached to countries, something like this, right? So when you need something like this, okay, so don't use value list to get the list of region. For example, let's say you want a list of region, right? So the first thing you do, right, is to create a value list. Okay, let's go and create a value list, right, for region, and then you put your region in a value list. Well, if you do this list is what I call a dead list. It's dead. It's text. It's not useful for nothing, It's just a bunch of text, but it's dead. You cannot rely on this for anything. Instead, you create a table, you put your data inside this table, right? Even if it's a few records, you don't care. Create a table, you put your region, and you get an ID for this region, right? So then, let's say you want to link a region to a country. Well, now you can create a new country like this, right? So, for example, do I have Poland? Yeah, I have Poland. Let's say I put Hungary. You say Hungary, okay, and you say, yeah, Hungary is in Europe, okay. When you do this, automatically you get an ID. Well, it doesn't. Maybe I forgot to do that. Yeah. So yeah, let's do this. Sorry for that. I need to get the region, the ID, right? So when I put a name here, because I have a relationship, sorry, this is where I cut off yesterday. I have a relationship here from my country, this to the region by the names, okay? So thanks to that relationship, I can say, okay, if I enter a region that match my region table, I want the ID coming here from that relationship. So let's do it again. If I put Europe here, boom, I get the ID. The ID came because Europe exists in my list here, right? So if I tap this here, I get the ID. So now my table, my country table I have two ID. The parent key, the parent ID of the country itself and the foreign key about the region. This is what we call foreign. It's a foreign key because this key, right, is a key that is there. This is the main key. And when I use that main key to another table to link two tables together, that is a foreign key now. This is a parent key of the region, and this is a foreign key for that region. Did you get the concept here? Right? So just typing the name. Of course, since I have a table here with all my region, okay, I can get a value list from my region, right? Sorry, I need to go to the region, right? So region, now I have a value list that we gather all those records here, right? And I can use it in that layout, right? I can say pop-up menu region, right? So then I don't have to type it. I can just, if I create a new country, for example, Romania, and I say where it is, Europe. See, I have a list now. Boom. But choosing the name, I get the ID. Correct? Choose the name, you get the ID. So this is how you connect. So you get the benefit of the value list and the benefit of records with the benefit of IDs. Now, I have an ID for the country, and I have the foreign key of the region in the same record here, right? So now, first, do we have any questions so far?
Not at the moment, so you're
Okay.
good.
So now, let's go to my contacts. Okay. My contacts, okay, they are connected. I have the country data and the region data. I have both, okay? So, but here I have no ID for the country and no ID for the region, okay? So I need that. I want to get all the ID possible. Every time that you can get an ID from somewhere, you need to get it, okay? You can't rely on region and you can't rely on country like this. You need to rely on IDs. It's very, very important, right? Because relationship doesn't like to rely on this for many, many reasons, and I'm going to show you that, okay? So always, when you need, as I said, I'll repeat myself, when you need a list of region or list of whatever, department, list of, you name it, okay? You need to create a table, put your list in that table with a UUID, right? And from now on, you need to rely on this ID. You don't care about the name, right? Never. So now here in my contacts, I want to connect my countries and my region and get the IDs. So what I want here is the IDF country and the IDF region. I want both. Okay? I want both. So now I don't have them. So how I can get the IDs for region and country? Well, that's very easy. I'm in contact here, okay? And I am connected to countries here. I have this relationship from contact to countries with the country name. I'm going to use that relationship to get both IDs, because if I get Italy, for example, from that list here, I have the ID of the country and I have the ID of the region based on the name. Okay. So I'm here and I'm going to show those two in the layout. Okay. So I'm going to replace using this one. And I want the ID country. Okay. It came. I have all the ID countries. And I'm going to do the same. Replace using this. And I want the ID region. Boom. Okay. I have both now. Because based on the country, Italy, for example, I got my 5D4D, right? And I got my 1219, right? I got both. So now I'm very good now. Why? Because thanks to this, right? I don't care about the name. For example, I can change the name here, right? I don't care. It's not broken. It will never get broken because I rely on the ID. So I am out from the name. Whatever name here change, whatever, I don't care because the record will always be connected because the ID never change. Okay? Correct? So do we have any questions so far?
No, I'm double checking to make sure that I'm not misinterpreting that. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like we have any. Are you
Okay.
guys following? Let us know if you aren't.
Okay. So now you say, okay, Nick, what can I do with all those things, right? Well, now that I have my contacts, I have IDs, right? I have the ID of the contact, I have the ID of the account, I have the ID of the country, and I have the ID of the region. Okay. So now I can do whatever I want. And for example, okay, what do I want? I want to go to accounts, right? And also now I want to know for each account, for those accounts. So let me duplicate this. Let's duplicate this and clean up a little bit here because I don't care about that for now. Okay. So, and I'm going to change this relationship here. This account here is based on those. I want the relationship, right? I want another relationship that goes to contact, but with a different results. For example, I want all contacts for that account. Okay. This one was filtered. So see here, remember about the naming convention? This relationship is a relationship from account to contact, but filtered, right? This is the filter. This one here is from account to contact, but I want all the contact from this account with this ID. Okay. So I just want this with this, right? So now I have two relationships. So this is the B, right? So that's how you do. This is how you use a relationship, right? This one's filtered, but this one is not. So now I'm going to change that relationship here, that total, and I'm going to use the B, right? So I want the B, and thanks to MBS, I can do this. Remember? Click. So you remap very easily your fields because I changed the relationship. Right? This I don't care. So now let's put that here. Okay. So now for each account, I have all the contacts related to that account, right? See, it changed for all my 5. Okay. So now I want to know, right? 2 things. I want to know all the countries I have in that relationship. I want to know the country involved for this account. So based on the contacts, I want to know which country this account is related to, right? That's what I want. I want the list of the countries that I have here, right? So I'm going to create a new field, okay? And it will be the list, all the country IDs, correct? So this is where I'm going to explain to you the difference between this and this. Remember, you guys asked me many times what the difference between using lookup and using calculated value. Oh, okay. So if I create a link, right, of country IDs, right, and I'm using, so it's text, and I use lookup. So I want to look up the countries from this relationship, right? Lookup is something that you say, okay, I'm here and I want data from here, correct? This is how lookup works. You say I'm starting from TO4, where I'm here, TO4, and I want to get data into O4B, is B. And I want this. So if I do this, what will happen? Okay, what will happen? Well, it's very small, my screen. Can I make, no, it's okay, I can do that. Here, I'm going to show that link country IDs, right? And I'm going to show you what happened using lookup, right? So if I relookup this happened, right? Well, I have one data. I have one record. So, but I want all the IDs, not only the first one. This is the first one. If I go if I go here in my contacts, right? And so let's modify this, remove this. If I go to my contacts and I look for this account, where's the account? Here, right? I have my 100 record here. This ID, the 5D, 4D, right, is the first one. Is only one. Why is not the first one? It should have been the first, but here, 4D, 5D, 4D, 5D, 4D is the first one. But I want all of them. Well, the relookup, using relookup, using this, you can only get the first ID in the relationship, and that's it. One ID. You cannot get the list of the ID. It will get the first in the list. The first in the relationship. The relationship return 100 record. Relookup, you get only the first met, the first encounter. But this is not what I want, right? I want all the IDs of the country. I have multiple countries here. I don't just have one, I have plenty of countries. Correct? So you don't use relookup for that. You use a calculated value. So what I want, right? What I want is the list of this. This is what I want. Let me show you in the data viewer. I want this. This is the ID of all my countries. All of them. Right? But here the catch. I can have multiple times the same country here. France I have twice. Right? So they are here. Here. See, I have twice the same ID because, right, I have twice the same country here and 3 times, right? I'm here too. So I have 100 record, remember, 100 contacts for that account, right? But I don't have 100 countries. I have less because I have multiple times. So how you do? Well, you use unique value of that list. Boom. The list is much smaller. Much smaller. This is the country I have. Okay? And so how many countries I have? Now I know I have 33 countries. I am this account based on the list of the contacts, right? I am on 33 countries. Okay? So this is what I want. I want to know in which country I am. Okay. So now that I have this, okay, now that I have this, I'm going to change this, right? And say unique value of this list. Correct? But here the catch. Auto entry calculation, okay? You need to trigger them. I can't, there's no way I don't know if I do this. See, yeah. So you see, you need to do something, you need to modify this. You need to change that ID to get this list here. But it's not cool to do that. Okay. It's not great to do that. You need a trigger. So, Marge, can you send a link to the trigger auto entry calculation trigger or webinar we did?
Yes.
So that's a technique for that. The trigger technique. Okay. So here I have in every single table that I have in my production, I have a trigger field. Okay. And I use the last modification timestamp. Why this? Well, when you debug, when you do things, right? And you need to trigger, you need to fire that trigger. Well, it's good to know the timestamp. At what time, what day, what time you did the trigger. Because sometimes it will help you if you launch a script and you trigger that field to get all the auto entry calculation updated, and you realize that, oh, by the way, I just clicked the button to update, and the last time I update that trigger is 2 days ago at 4 p.m. So something wrong. If you just, you know what I mean? So it helps you to know when the last time you have triggered this, and that helps to debug. And it helps for many, many things. So the trigger field that you need to trigger an auto entry calculation. I'm not going to repeat that webinar, so we have a webinar for that. So how to include a trigger to make sure that this field will get recalculated on demand. You use the let's function. So maybe you can send also the webinar to the let function. And you say, in the let function, you say, okay, which fields I use for trigger? Well, this one. And then, so let trigger equal this, and you do this. So now, thanks to that field, if I update that field with the current timestamp, boom, right? Do it again. You trigger with the current timestamp, boom, you get your list updated. So you can update that list on demand, right? And here, you see here, I didn't trigger. So what you do? Well, you replace all those 5 with, and you replace the trigger on all those 5 records, and boom, you get this updated on all your accounts. So this is empty. I can get rid of it, right? So now I have my list of IDs for countries, right? So here the benefit of getting this. Now that I have this, here what I can do. I have the I have the country IDs here, okay? Thanks to this, I can create a relationship here and say accounts to countries with ID country, current. And look this. I have all the country IDs for that account. And oh, sorry, I need to point that to the country table. So I'm using this fields with my list of IDs, and I'm going to do this. So now, look this. Put that here. And I say countries, right? Countries. And I put the title here. If I can. Current countries. This is the country I'm in. This account, I am in these countries. Okay? Correct? See, if I go there, that change. Right? If I go there, that change. Right? So thanks to that system where you have your table for the countries, and you have the table of your region, you connect the dots between the region and the country. Now, in my contact list, for each contact, I got the ID of the region and of the country, and now I can collect all the IDs of my countries that are related to that accounts. So now, what about we do the same for the region? Look this. Here, oh, I'm going to collect the region ID. And this is the same thing, but it's not the IDF country, it's the IDF region. So now, what about gets this? So what about, again, I reset my trigger and I got my regions. Okay? And again, thanks to my field with the IDs of the region, I can get a new relationship. Again, the relationship always, right? Is the D. I go to the region, ID region, currents. So my list of region with the region ID here. And now I can go to my layout, get rid of this, create a new beautiful portal with my regions. So now I know, so let's do this. I know current region. Here, my accounts, I'm in these countries, And also, I'm in these regions of the world. What? Correct? So now you understand that thanks to having a table for region, a table for country, with the region attached to the country, and then I have a contacts. Each one got ID of the country and ID of the region. So now the next level was for each accounts, I wanted based on the list of contacts, I can get the list of the country and the list of the region as well. So I bet we have some questions.
Questions? Are we following everybody? Concerns? Comments? Are we just watching very intensely?
Dude, are you learning something here?
Yes.
But now I need to know, are you confused and lost and you don't want to tell that you completely lost or you didn't understand anything?
Making sure that my Discord, I think, believe is working, so test. Are we following along? Lynn saying yes, David saying yes to the are we following along? It could
And
be
but
you're explaining it so well, Nick, that
but I hope that so do you get the concept here, right? And also okay, did you learn something? And do you think that you're going to apply that for something you're doing?
Ed says, I think I'm following, but I'm hard pressed to think of a use case for what we do. And then Alco 7.1 says I'm following, but I'm getting slowly confused.
Okay, so I need to know where. Don't be afraid to you know, to get in the
Yes.
front of the line. Say, oh, I didn't get, you know, if you're confused, you need to tell me where.
Yeah, like what specifically is confusing you? Uh, they're typing. Give me a second. uh, Alco, yeah. I'm confused in the sense I'm losing the overall bigger picture. So,
That doesn't help.
yeah.
The overall bigger picture.
Yes. Like what would the use case be?
But the use case is I have a list of contacts. Each contact is in the country and in the region, and I want to get the list for that RC Consulting. This is my 100 contacts, and I want to know RC Consulting based on the contact is I want to know in which country is you know, present. Here you don't know how many country you have. You see how, you know, you see a bunch of country, but here you have the list of the country you're in based on those 100 contacts. This is the country I am in. RC Consulting, based on those contacts, is present in Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, because of those contacts. Well,
Is sorry, I accidentally muted myself. Is based on record in.
yeah. If I add a new contact in a country I'm not here, for example, here I'm not in Colombia. Yeah, in Colombia I have people. Let's say I have nobody in I have nobody in Peru, for example. In that, so let's add a new contact, okay, in RC Consulting. So I'm going to create a new contact, okay, in for that account. I'm going to call it, you know, And I am in Peru or Chile. Okay? It's in Latin America. Okay? So why I didn't get a country region and country ID? I don't understand why, but it should have. Oh, because I didn't link that yet. It's okay. So uh, it's okay. So let's get that manually for now. The country is this, and the region is this. Okay. So now, if I update that trigger, boom, I'm in Chile, right? Because I added a contact, right? Which is in Chile, Latin America. So based on you get a list of contacts, and because I added a contact in a new country, well, now I know that RC Consulting is also represented. There's a representative of RC Consulting in Chile because it's part of my contact list for that account. Sorry, I didn't get any other easier way to understand. I thought that account, contacts, country, that was something easy to understand, but you didn't get it. Nobody got it.
It seems powerful. I'm brainstorming applications now. Normally I don't use lookup because it'll be available on the TO, and I feel that can lose track.
No, I just show that. I just demonstrate the lookup. You get only the first ID in the list in the related record. The lookup, you get only one record, the first. The lookup, you get the first. You get only one record with the lookup, right? You don't get a list of IDs based on a relationship. So let's do I duplicate this and I say this is from lookup. Okay. So I get the lookup. So I'm making a lookup from this to this, right? And I want the country. Okay. So what the lookup do? So let's get a new layout. So let's change this. Okay. So for this account name, I want my trigger. Okay. Okay. So this is a lookup. Okay. So if I have the lookup only, I have only one record. I have only one ID. I cannot get the list of all the relationship, the relationship. The relationship here gets only, hold on a second. Yeah, okay, sorry for that. So here I get only one ID. I cannot get a list. Okay, let's back up. Okay, here for this account, I have 100 records throughout this relationship. I have 100 records. Okay, are we okay with this? For RC Consulting, I have 100 records. correct? Marge, are you there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I want the list of all the ID for the 100 record that I have behind this relationship. I don't have only one record, I have hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
VLOOKUP, you get only the first on the list. You cannot get a list of records. I cannot get the list of all the ID. It's impossible. VLOOKUP get only one ID, the first in the list of records. So that's why you use this one, right? Because this one, I get all the IDs. VLOOKUP, I cannot. VLOOKUP get only one record, the first in the relationship. The relationship here returns, if I do this, and I go there, I have, where's the name, first name? Do I have a full name here? I don't have full name. Yeah, full name. This is all my people, okay? This is all the people I have in that relationship. But the VLOOKUP will get me only the first. I cannot get another one. I can't. You understand? So the VLOOKUP cannot get you more than the first record in the list. That's why we use this technique here of the list, right? Did you get that?
Uh, yeah, I think lookup gets a multi-value. Okay, so a
No,
relookup will trigger the lookup field. Hold on, there's a sequence of conversation happening here. The first question asked is a lookup gets a multi-value field.
you cannot get a multi-value field with a VLOOKUP. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
With this technique here will get the first in the list.
So you only get the option one. Yeah.
Okay, so you will never get a list. You don't have an option say show me all the records, right? Give me the list of all the IDs I have in that relationship. It's not possible. That's why VLOOKUP is good when you want to get one ID at a time. For example, now it's important. I mean, now you understand why relationship is widely unknown, because if you don't know that, it's impossible for you to use relationship, and you miss 98% of FileMaker goodness, because we're not done yet. I will show you all the good thing, but if you didn't get that, I mean, I can continue because otherwise you will be completely lost. But that's why I will take all the time necessary for you to understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so the relookup, I cannot get multiple ID. So here, with this field here, I'm getting the list of all the country IDs that are in my 100 contacts, right? On those contacts here, I'm getting the list of all the IDs of the country for each one, right? But to get a list smaller, well, I'm flattening the list using the unique ID, right? So what unique value does, in case you didn't understand? Well, if I do this and I say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 4. So somewhere, a problem here, right? Somewhere is broken. Here. Okay. Hello, hello. Sorry.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah,
I,
sorry, it's my fault. It's my fault. I hit the wrong. Uh,
did you hit the wrong? What happened?
yeah, I disconnect myself.
Do you want to
Yeah,
share
yeah, yeah, yeah.
share
Sorry
your
for that.
screen again? No, you're good. Okay.
Okay, okay. So
Cool.
okay. So did you get this? You saw that, right?
Uh, yes. Well, we got part of it. We didn't get the result.
Okay. So unique values is when you have multiple times the same. It gets you only one representative of each one. So if I can add as many one I want, if I don't do this, this is what I get. Okay? This. One, one, two, 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 three, four, one again, two again, three again, four, four, five, 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 one, one, two. I don't want all those ones. I don't want all those. I want one representative of each one that exists in the list. Okay? So you want to flatten this. So what you do, you use unique values that say return unique values that are in the list based on the specific data type and local, right? So I want this, right? And boom. So now I have only there's in my list, I know I have one, two, three, four. And if I add A, well, uh where's why is what something broken here? Oh, if I add A, well, I have an A now. So you see, so it gives you, when you have a list of multiple times the same one, it flatten them and give you only the first. Okay, so that's unique values. Okay, so that's why I'm using this, because I have in that this guy here, this RC Consulting, are multiple time in France. So in my list of ID, I don't want multiple times the same ID. I just need one. Okay. So I'm gathering the list of IDs of the country based on that list here. I'm gathering the list. So now I know that this account, based on the list of the contact I have here, this is the country I am in based on the all my contacts. They are in all these countries. Okay. So it's important you get that, because otherwise. So I have a list
Yeah.
of contacts. Each one is in a different country, is in the country. See, but for example, Dwight Stephen is in Brazil, and Brazil is in Latin America. Okay. Dennis Cole is in South Africa, which is in Africa. So based on this list of contacts, I know that RC Consulting has a contact in countries. So I know that RC Consulting, based on the list of my contacts, I have representative in all those countries. Ergo, since these countries are part of a region of the world, I know that based on the list of that contact, RC Consulting is based in Africa, Asia, Australia, Europe, Latin America, and North America. I know that RC Consulting accounts based on the list of the contact of my representative that I have in all the part of the world. I know that RC Consulting is present, lives, it has representatives in all those regions of the world. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now tell me, because
Are we following this now, more people? Uh, uh, what if I want the list of current regions that the field is active only? Want me to send the question to you, Nick? Oh no. Hello, William. Catching the end of the stream. We're having a bit of technical adventures. Nick. Nick. Nope. Okay. That's a twofer. Uh, I can collect questions for tomorrow. Okay, Nick's gonna have to figure out what curse is upon him that he gets shut off at the same time every day. Hey, it's a hard stop, I guess. Better finish what you're talking about in the time allotted before your electricity gets shut off. Yes, I am sending him a message. Oh, you're literally hearing me type out loud to myself, which, because I'm a little, like I said, I'm a little wonky at the moment. Today's just one of those days. Between me being, I think, beginnings of being ill and Nick being, uh, well, whatever is happening over there. But I sent him a message directly. Okay. All right. I will see you all later.